All right, Shalom. To the elect Israel. To the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, look like the other nations. Scattered across the four corners of the earth, when we give all praise to Barak, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Name of the Heavenly Father, everybody ignorantly calls God. His true name in the ancient Hebrew, which is Rawchaa, Qadash. His true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel. Everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and was slain at the foundation of the earth for the salvation of the elect of Israel. Then you got 2/3 of the wicked Israelites scattered across America, Babylon the Great, and then the other wicked Israelites scattered across the four corners of the earth that will come back to the loins of the elect after the destruction. The Rawchaa Qadash is the Holy Spirit that has been bestowed upon the men. The Heavenly Father gave his only begotten Son out of the world to complete this work. So we always want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Let us all to this truth, been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when this be edifying those who fear the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light, Zephaniah 3:5. It is not slack, 2 Peter 3:9, unto a ring, 2 chapter 5, verse 42. Shalom to all you sincere believers out there tuning in here and on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Barak, Atham. We're just going to get into some various end-time topics, you know, as usual. And got a lot to cover. Lord willing, we can get it all, you know, within an hour. It's normally what I do. Give me a sec. Computer's been running a little slow. I got a lot of tabs up. We're going to start right here. We'll get started right here. And the title is, and the elder kind of inspired me to make this title because this is some movie that he showed me recently. So kind of made me think of, kind of put the spirit on me to make this title this. But it says, from the scum of the earth, okay, to checking on you MFKZ's credentials, okay, and it was this movie he showed, and like basically, like, you know, it was about this you know, this little dude, and he was different from everybody else. He really like represented the elect because everybody looked at him like he wasn't shit, you know. So that's where we're coming from. We're coming from everybody think we the scum of the earth to going around, and the Lord gave us a spirit to go see who's getting the fuck out of here before this destruction comes. You know, you got like that movie I was talking about, Greenland, when they was going up to the thing and they was trying to get on the plane and the military was there and they was like checking like who's supposed to be getting on this plane. We need to see identification. That's how it is with elders and apostles, great millstone, and this brotherhood. We're checking to see who's allowed on the chariots. You know, that's what we're doing. You're not getting in if you're not an Israelite. The majority of Israelites is not getting on because they're acting like everybody else. They're acting like the masses. They don't want to listen to what we're telling them. So a lot of them are not going to get on either, the majority of them. So going into this, we're going to show you the kind of people that you don't want to listen to. This is a video from Elder Manat Zakba going into ISUPK. She's going to watch a little bit of it. We're going to go into some precepts, move on. Lord willing, is edifying to the flock.
We want no cowards in our camp.
And oh yeah, Shabbat Shalom. Now, you sincere believers out there here and on after Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, Barak, Atham.
Can't only man prepare to die. Dick! Do you PK, right? Yeah, you PK.
This world thinks that we're a cult and that we're crazy and that we're criminals simply because we teach what Jesus Christ taught 2,000 years ago.
In 2024, with access to the internet, if you
Just saying that right there, that doesn't even make any sense because J's wasn't invented until 1542. And it said in Malachi 3, verse 6, the Lord doesn't change. But when you're dealing with these type of Israelites that have a 50C13 charter where Esau Edom pays them to do this stuff, this is what you're going to end up dealing with. Okay, we're going to just show you a little bit more, and then we're going to go into some precepts.
If you hate another group because of the color of their skin, you're a fool.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I want 100. Let's go. Above your head. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine.
This brother has a shirt. This is IS50K, and that's called Real Nigga University.
Okay, Jake, we're going to let you know the Lord is not coming saving any niggas. He is coming for the men of the Lord, the Israelites. He's not coming to save niggas. Okay? See how it says EST 1969? This looks like some Esau Edom shit. You know, it looks like Attack of the Clones. They got all matching shirts. This is Esau Edom stuff. It said that we would be dressed in sackcloth. We're not going to all have the same garment on and shit. Like, we're going to just have regular ass clothes on and just be teaching the word. Brothers got different garments and shit. We ain't trying to be color coded. It's not supposed to be something for the world. And that's how the world is. They want something that looks presentable to the public. We're not here to present this to the public. We're not here to present this to the black community. We're here to give this to the Lord's flock, the elect. They don't need no damn matching Real Nigga University shirts.
How come we're missing out on the push-ups? Don't you want to get drafted?
Yeah, get down and get some push-ups.
Did you hear what he said here? What Esau said? He said, yeah, you're missing out on the push-up. Don't you want to get drafted? See what I'm saying? That Esau is over here making fun of these people, man. Making fun of these Israelites because they're going off. And this is how I was telling you in this Bible Belt, this is how the Israelites going to act with you. If you don't got this truth, they're going to talk to you like you're a fucking idiot. And that's what he's doing. It kind of pisses me off because these men can still repent, you know, but they are going off.
See, I just told a white man what to do. Whoa. Down.
Oh, he didn't say that. He said that to him. But still, like you see how he's doing shit? Tell him like they're really mocking him. He's mocking him. And he's mocking him.
These are the black Israelites, and they've been designated as a hate group. They hate a lot of different types of people, but they reserve their highest level of hatred for gay people and white people. They believe that Jewish people are imposters and that they, the black Israelites, are the true descendants of Israel and thereby the chosen people of God. Furthermore, they believe that when black Jesus comes back for the rapture, that they will take...
You see how they got the picture of Yahawashi? He got that long ass hair. It even said, even Paul said it was a shame for a man to have long hair. So these people right here that they're showing you, these are the Pharisees, man. Because there's not all the Pharisees ain't wicked, but these are the wicked ones, man. They didn't want to listen to what the Lord was telling them to do, man. Okay, this is not the ones you want to follow.
Take over the earth and enslave the Caucasians and Asians. Now, they call themselves the Black Israelites, but probably because recruiting numbers were awfully low, they began to include Latinos and Native Americans.
And you see, we not. I'm gonna stop it right there because it goes a little bit, but we're not black people. That wasn't a construct invented until like the 1600s, man. So the fact that you got these people saying they're the black Hebrew Israelites and they worshiping Jesus, that already two things to show you that this is going off. This is going off. This is going off, Jake. Talking about we recruited Native American. No, this isn't a recruit. This is a family affair. It has nothing to do with Esau. But look at him. He let these people. It talks about this Edomite who come in here. It said they let him come dwell in the camp and record these niggas and do all this shit. No, you ain't coming in recording a goddamn thing with GMS. That's why you see on this whole thing in Hebrew Israelites, they show ISUPK, they showed them. They didn't show Watchmen for Israel because them motherfuckers ain't really that big. But when it comes to GMS, they don't talk about GMS because they know we're not fucking playing. They don't talk about us like that. You know, because they know we actually pull up history. We actually pull up things and show you things in the Greek and the Hebrew. We actually break stuff down. You ain't fucking with us like they can fuck with them, and that's what I'm telling you. The brothers in New Orleans was talking about that yesterday. Don't be a spiritual punching bag for these heathens, and that's what ISUPK is, man. They over there videotaping them and playing around with them, making videos because they know this is what gets people attention. They just clickbait, man. Same way with Deacon, they just clickbait, man. You don't want to deal with these type of Israelites, Jake. You will get destroyed. Okay, we got too many dreams brothers done had about people messing with IUIC, these other camps, man, and you know, at the water Yahawashi, some of them brothers is coming out of it and seeing that they're going off. You know, Elder Manasseh Zagbak was got a text from you know, a potential brother, you know, that was like, man, I'm seeing like all they do is talk bad about y'all, but y'all really know what y'all talking about. So it's getting to that point where people are going to start waking up and seeing the Esau Edom in their doctrine, because that's who's allowing them to do that. That's why they're like, we're going to send you somebody and they're going to record you, because they just want money. That was how the Pharisees were too. You know, when Yahawashi went in the temple, he was tearing down all that stuff because he's like, what are y'all doing this for? Like this, that was ISUPK and these other camps like that back then. That was them. You know, I wholeheartedly believe that, because that's what the Pharisees were doing. They were making money off the Lord. It said, buy the truth and sell it not. We go to work like everybody else and go home. And then they be like, he was drinking yayan in his living room. Okay, motherfucker, they got it for sale everywhere. Shut up. Lord said it was cool, we could drink. You just can't overdo it. It's Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoils you through philosophy and vain deceit. That's what that is. And it's okay to do push-ups. It's okay to stay in shape, Jake. You know, that's not nothing bad. It's not nothing bad learning martial arts. The Chicago camp, you know, they do martial arts. Okay, they do jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. They do that stuff. So it's okay, but you have to make sure that you don't implement that with the ministry, man. That stuff's supposed to be separate. The ministry has to be just the ministry alone. So maybe you like making music about the Lord, whatever, Jake. Maybe you like working out and doing all the Muay Thai, but that stuff has to be separate than this doctrine. You just have to come straight with the doctrine. So philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men. These are the traditions of men. You know, my elder, you know, when he was first coming in the truth, he was in a One West camp. And you know, they were going off in some ways. They were doing this kind of stuff, but he did say he enjoyed it. It prepared his mind, you know. So, because they thought Jacob's trouble was going to happen tomorrow. They knew that they would be here for 30 more years. They would have been like, oh, God, we got to be here for 30 more years. Fuck this shit, you know. That's why the Lord, you know, that's why the Father didn't make sure that the Lord wouldn't know what time, you know, that he was going to come back, you know. So we would stay vigilant. So we don't know when he's going to come back. But we know by the signs, we know it's almost time. Time's almost up. And the main way you're going to know when it speeds up is when we stop teaching, you know? So after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Like my elder used to tell me, like, if you taught something wrong or something, or you didn't hear something, like they try to ask you a question and you didn't know what it was, they would make you stand on like one toe and 1 foot and teach it, and everybody be laughing at you and shit. That's why One West branched out, and part of One West went to GMS. Because why? Because they didn't mess with the doctrine. They kept with what they were taught. Okay, from their elders, you know, and apostles. So we're gonna go to Sirach. This is another way how you know they're going off. Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So it's not gonna be good intentions for you, Jake, if he asks us to record you and come and videotape you and ask you questions. And you know, you see how they made like a whole little video about it. Like they're making it seem like it's a joke. They're gonna slave the Caucasians, and like, no, motherfucker, this is what y'all get for what y'all did to us. But we're not gonna do it like in y'all terms. We're gonna do this and talk to Israel. We don't have nothing to do with you. You just stay over there. You can call us a hate group or whatever. You're gonna put them chains on, boy. That's what you're gonna do at the end of this shit.
I was born during the fourth beast.
Okay.
Okay.
but he wasn't able to put him to death, and she brought forth a.
Because it's another false doctrine coming out. So we're going to address that too. But, we're going to let El Yahawah talk about it a little bit. I got some precepts on it because I want to go over it too. Going into the same ones that he went into.
Shalom. Giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. And I wanted to do a response to a portion of this video, which brothers was laughing, a few days ago when it was loaded, because now you see these anti-messiahs, these pagan Christians, all right, who celebrate pagan holy days, all right, and support the Zionist, state of Israel and its war tactics and war path that it's on, saying that they have the right to defend themselves. Meanwhile, persecuting the Hebrew Israelites as monsters, as we just stand on the highways and the byways, and preach the word. All right. But this failed religion has not brought out the truth of the Bible. But now that the Israelites have stood up in the latter days, you're starting to see more and more of these anti-messiahs who call themselves Christians, popping up, getting into the Bible, saying the Israelites this, the Israelites that. And now they're even trying to go into biblical prophecy, which is something we know the Christian church was never about.
It was never about that. All they were about is getting you put money in that offering bucket and worship Jesus. They weren't about prophecy. They never said nothing about a prophecy, ever. But now they're doing it because Jake's standing on his feet in great boldness on the highways and byways. Said, we don't need your church. We're going to do it how the Lord told us to do it. Now they got a problem. And all that time, you got people like Deacon coming in talking about we're sleeping with little girls and shit, and he ain't addressing this shit. He ain't addressing the stuff that they're doing. Why? Because he's getting paid by these motherfuckers like the rest of them. They're all getting paid. So that's why they don't address Esau, even so-called white man. And they do a little bit, but they do it just enough to get the damn ministry blamed because they're not doing it right.
Okay. But again, they're watching these videos and they're being emboldened to try to go into it as well, because those are the videos people really, watch, prophetic videos, because people are trying to figure out what the hell is going on and what's next. All right. And as I'm listening to this video, as a matter of fact, let's just listen to it and then we'll go into a few points that he's off on. But this is his breakdown of Daniel, the 7th chapter.
Okay.
In Psalm 75:5, compare those and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this stems apparently from an image of a powerful animal lifting up its head, right? You picture like the rhino, So in some ways, there's this climax of the vision when the little horn sees and speaks like a human. Now understand, up to this point, everything's described as a beast. And even though...
Now, when you go to Daniel 7, all right, Daniel, the 7th chapter, all right, the little horn he's speaking of is the revival of Rome, all right, because when you get Daniel 7, all right, in 7, it says, and after this I saw in the night visions, behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue of the feet, all right, with it, meaning the Roman military, they conquered. And it was diverse from all of the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. It was diverse from all of the beasts because the way they brought, their rulers or emperors in was through a senate, all right, whereas prior kingdoms, the throne would go from the father to the son, all right, but things started to change, at the Greek Empire, and then eventually the Roman Empire came, and we always break down the 10 horns. Those were the 10, all right, vassals to the Roman Empire, all right, the Visigoths, the Vandals, Sueves, the Alamanis, all right, and so forth. Today, those nations, are known as the EU, but these are vassal states that were subordinate to the Roman Empire.
See, right? They were subordinate to the Roman Empire. So now what's that? How do we know the EU is talking about America, Babylon the Great? Because they're subordinate to America, Babylon the Great. That's how we know this is the Roman Empire. See what I'm saying? And vocab over here, you know, we're over here at basketball practice, which is like, you know, spiritually, we're saying we're getting ready for Jacob's trouble. And this motherfucker went up and missed his whole layup, just off the backboard, can't jump over, higher than a credit card with this doctrine. You're not reaching the elect with that. It's bullshit. He's going off.
All right. But ultimately, they made it a beast system because, all right, you didn't have to be in Rome, all right, to feel the wrath of Rome because they, you know, ultimately had these vassals.
See? So that's how it is, and that's how it is. It's like, Jake, you're over here in America, Babylon the Great. You get your passport, you go to Africa, right? Trying to be with Africa in Africa, but then your passport expired. What happened? The Africans come get your ass and say you got to go back home. You got to go to Esau, Edom. See what I'm saying? That's what he means. Like, it's the same system. The same system.
All right. And then it says, and I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were the eyes of a man and a mouth speaking great things. Now, what you're going to find out is that this is the revival of Rome.
See? That's what's talking about.
Which is fulfilled in America, Babylon the Great.
Yep.
All right. And as you read the next verse, it goes into what? I beheld till the thrones were cast down, because through this kingdom, all right, the revival of Rome, before this little horn who has the eyes of a man, all right, going into his science, him, you know, boasting to be God. Look what he's saying with his technology. He's going to outdo the Most High. He's outdoing them with food. He's creating artificial intelligence. To hell with the intelligence that the Most
High. About to go into that.
I made. And a mouth speaking great things, the NWO, all right, the micro C hip, the ability to heal, you know, and make people that are blind to see, the people who are lame to walk. All right, his miracles, which in Daniel, the 7th chapter, all right, you would link it with Revelation, the 13th chapter, all right, which it further goes into this beast, all right. Revelation 13 and 11, you would link that because this is that little horn, okay, which is America, Babylon the Great.
Because it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. This is verse 11, Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. That's the Republicans and the Democrats. You had in that time, they had the plebeians and the patricians. And I think sometimes it says Flavians, but I think it's the plebeians and the patricians, okay? That was that Senate was set up around that. It's just like now. You got a Senate, you got Republicans, Democrat, same shit. And it said it had 2 horns like a lamb, right? Which means they speak like with soft words, just like it said in the book of Psalms. You know, it said that their words are smoother than butter, but in their heart was drawn swords. Okay, they were really here to deceive you. And he spake as a dragon, which is the Roman Empire. So I want you need to go watch that to get edified a lot more. But I want to deal with a couple things, you know, just to come put it on my channel, but to show a little bit of what he was talking about. Like, that's what's going down. Okay, but we're gonna start right here. We're gonna go right here. He went into Revelation. We're gonna go back because he mentions Daniel chapter 2, but you know, he doesn't go into it. So we're going to go into it over here. Just so, you know, expound on what he's saying. You know, this is where we're at, man. This was the prophecy. No, actually, Daniel chapter 2. Salakia. Daniel chapter 2. Verse, we're going to go to 42. Okay? To where we'll just get to the point. We talked about, this is what he's talking about with that little horn. Okay. This is the time, because he's trying to say basically vocab was trying to say basically, you know, Yahawashi was born in a time that he wasn't. Like, he tried to say it was in the time where it was like iron feet and potter's clay, but we'll go back and listen to the rest of it in a second. I'm gonna pull this out. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 41. And whereas thou saw the feet and the toes part of potter's clay. Okay, this is after the Roman Empire, which is what today? Divided Rome. Rome is as a whole right now. That's how we know this is the last captivity. And the part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. That's what happened. It got divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. For so much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. Okay, divided Rome. Verse 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. They're not agreeing on everything. Okay. You know, and whereas, verse 43, and whereas thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as the iron is not mixed with clay. That's talking about divided Rome. Okay, after it fell. Okay. And when the Rome was in act, when Rome was a powerhouse to the world, that was when Yahawashi came on the scene, was prophesying against them. And we're going to prove that in Second Esdras in just a second. Okay, but we're going to listen a little bit more to the elder, and then we'll go into it.
Which is the revival of Rome. All right, now it started at the Renaissance in the 1400s, which was the re-establishment or rebirth. Renaissance means rebirth of Rome. The Western Roman Empire, all right, you know, starting at Italy, was brought back into the earth through a Renaissance. Okay, you look up the word.
Yep, Renaissance means rebirth of the so-called white man. Because you remember it said that in Revelation, it said that Satan was loosed and it was bound in the prison for 1,000 years, bound in the pit for 1,000 years. That's talking about the Byzantine Empire, that period. That's why they call it the Dark Ages. Okay. And that was a time like, you know, the Moors and such things were ruling and stuff. Okay. Which were Israelites. Okay. You had Jake ruling Rome, the 5 good emperors. Those were all Jakes. Okay. You had a period of time where we had 1,000 years of peace. And that was when he had Esau, Edom, so-called white man, in the pit, which is what? The caves, Mount Seir, Caucasus Mountains. That's why you go look at all the damn applications to get a job here. It says Caucasian on it. Caucasian means cave dweller. It's talking about them. Okay? It's talking about them. You keep going.
And then ultimately from there, you had the Spanish, the French, the British, and then you have the 13 colonies that led to the 50 United States, which this brought about the Roman Empire. And we all
see the Roman Empire, bring it about, right? Bring about the Roman Empire. So that name Jesus wasn't even a name until after Yahawashi was crucified. So how is that his name now? It's because they came and they changed it. So that can't be his name. Because it even said in the New Testament, Acts chapter 4, verse 12, there's only one name. He said in Malachi chapter 3, verse 6, he don't change. So we know that this is going off. Okay? It's going off what they're talking about.
We also have the state of Israel that was established by the British. Okay, and the UN fixed it up, and you have the Balfour Declaration. This is all an extension.
Right. Now, the Balfour Declaration, what he's talking about is 2 million British soldiers. I think it was 200,000 or 2 million. Don't quote me on this. I think it's 2,200,000. One of the two. And they went into, you know, the land of Israel and was funding Israel to be that nation right now. The small hats, the Amalekites, the ones who say they're Israel, they're not. That's the first descendants of Esau, even the so-called white man. They went in and funded that and protected them. That's what he's talking about. Okay, because they came in 1948. That's what we call them, the 1948ers. They came in as a state, and then guess who came right after that? 1949, the EU. Okay, they established this beast system. Okay, after they took down Yahawashi. Okay, and then there was 1,000 years of peace, and then they ruled. Okay, and that's the time we're in. That's how we know we're close to the end. That's where we're at.
All right, of that beast system, okay? And the Heavenly Father's going to send his only begotten son back as they rule, because this particular system will bring about the chip.
Yep.
He would deceive those by his miracles, He would have, might and power, to do things on the planet Earth, his military. All right. But through this system, the mark of the beast would be issued, and that marks the end of his rule. You see? So when you get Daniel, the 7th chapter, okay, you have to link Revelation, the 13th chapter, because it further expounds on this little horn. Now, here in Daniel, the 7th chapter, all right, in the 8th verse, this little horn is also expounded on as you go down, all right, to verse 25. Okay, the rulers of this little horn, okay, as a matter of fact, see, as you keep going, it says he will defy the Most High, verse 25, and oppress the holy people of the Most High, which are the Israelites, and he will try to change their sacred festivals and laws, and they will be put under his place of his control, all right, for a time, a times, and a half of time. That's the 350-year period. But judgment
of slavery, when we were in slavery, from that Renaissance, okay? That's what it's talking about.
And judgment will pass, and I will take away his dominion and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness under the kingdom of heaven shall be given unto the people of the saints of the Most High. So this has not happened yet. Now let's listen to him.
Hasn't happened yet. And I was just talking to the elder. I was talking to the elder. I was asking him if we can go into a sit down going into the Moors, because he's got a lot of history on that. He's got a lot of understanding on that. So that's something that, Lord willing, we can go into soon, kind of give you a little bit more breakdown of that, give you some names, give you some history. That's what we love talking about. We love talking about our history. Okay, this is us. This Bible belongs to us. The Lord gave it to us. Why would you not want to be excited about this? We finally got to the point where we looking at this Bible like, this really belongs to us. Throughout all the times we've been here, that was like, no, this is our Bible. Y'all is not the Israelites. And then we finally got over here in this captivity after all the times we've been here. And now we know. This is the most exciting thing ever, man.
As he interprets it.
Fourth beast is not called a leopard or a bear or a lion or specifically anything like that. It's still described as a beast, yet one of the horns is human-like. This indicates something different with this. Don't you see how it indicates something very different? Now, we're going to talk about that, but I'm going to read you the verses that relate.
And it's very important to understand that when you read Daniel, the 7th chapter, these are the empires where you can follow the scattering of the Israelites. All right. He acknowledged, that the third beast was the Greeks.
Yep.
He acknowledged the first beast as the Assyrian, Babylonian. He acknowledged the second beast as the Medo-Persian. He acknowledged the Greeks as the third, and he acknowledged Rome as the fourth.
Yep.
Okay. Now, my question to him is, in the Bible, we can find the history of the Israelites as they were scattered in all of these captivities.
Yep.
Since you deny the Apocrypha, where do we get the history of the children of Israel as they're in that third beast, the Roman Empire?
Right. The third beast, the Greek captivity, which is talking about the book of Maccabees. That's where we get Hanukkah from. We wouldn't even know what Hanukkah really was and how it happened without the Apocrypha.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, these are the captivities the Israelites will be scattered in, major captivities, although we know they're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. These are the major powers that would be in power up until the Heavenly Father set a judgment, all right, and sent his only begotten son back. Okay. So when you read these beasts, all right, the final one before the Lord makes his decision and sends his son is the little horn. Which when we get into it, that's the revival of Rome. We're living in that beast right now.
Yep. America, Babylon the Great.
Okay.
To this that are on the screen, so you can kind of keep track here, okay? Daniel 7, verse 7 says this. I'm rereading this. After this, I kept looking in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, fearsome and terrifying and extraordinarily strong, and it had large iron teeth. It devoured and crushed and trampled down the remainder with its feet, and it was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. If these are describing succeeding empires, and the evidence indicates that they are, if you have Babylon first, and then if you have Medo-Persian next, and then you have Greek next.
It was the Assyrian Babylonian Empire first.
Assyrian Babylonian.
Then the Medo-Persian.
Then the Medo-Persian.
Then the Greeks.
And the Medo-Persian, the Medo-Persian is basically Russia and Iran. That's why they're together now, right now. Okay? The Medo-Persian, the Medes is Russia, and then the Persians is Iran today. Okay, you got the Syrian, Babylonian before that. Okay, but that's why you see who took down Babylon. Medo-Persian Empire. Who's coming after America, Babylon the Great, and land of Israel? Medo-Persian Empire, the bricks. It's the same story.
Then Rome being the fourth. The little horn represents the revival of Rome, which is the kingdom we're in now. Okay? Yep. Babylon the Great.
What's after the Greeks? Rome. That would be the fourth beast, and that would be the fourth kingdom. And I think we get some help by seeing the stone coming during the days of Rome in Daniel 2. That's why it was important to look at Daniel 2, because it shows you Jesus is born under the Roman Empire. Now,
let's go to that, because that's wrong. All right, when you get Daniel, the second chapter, the stone, all right, when you go to Daniel, the second chapter, that's the vision.
Okay.
When Daniel interprets the dream, right? But when you get down to verse 40, as you get to the feet in the statue, right? This is Daniel chapter 2 and 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much iron breaketh in pieces. We know Esau, Edom was blessed with the sword. Okay, the Romans were trained with that sword. Now that sword went nuclear. Okay, and breaketh in pieces and subdue all things. The Romans conquered. The Western Roman Empire was, ran by Edomites. And as iron breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. All right. And then it says in verse 41, whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes of the potter's clay, part iron, all right, and part clay. See, this is where we are now.
Yep.
Okay. Where you have this beast system, all right, splitting up, partly strong, partly broken. They don't agree. This is what's happening right now.
Yep. And it says that a mountain would hit a rock, hit that statue and destroyed it, and a mountain filled the earth. That's talking about Israel ruling. That mountain is talking about the nation of Israel. That's what it's talking about.
See? And we always break this down. So let me just get through it. But shall be in it, all right? It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part potter's clay and part iron, the kingdom shall be divided. And we see Esau, Edom divided. We see the EU and NATO countries fed up with Babylon the Great. Okay, we see the EU nations, as they have supported Babylon the Great in the state of Israel and all of their atrocities, admitting, all right, pissed off at America and how they're moving. We see that they're partly strong and they're partly broken. They agree on certain things, but all right, economically they don't agree.
Nope.
Okay, they're divided in many ways. This beast system that we're living in.
Yep.
Okay, it says, and as thou saw, and as the toes of the feet were part iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. See, this is not talking about the Western Roman Empire. See, the Lord was born in that fourth beast. As a matter of fact, when you get Revelation, the 12th chapter, it expounds on that.
See? And that's why he was saying that, because vocab was breaking it down wrong. Okay? He was breaking it down wrong. But we're going to show you that was when Yahawashi was born. Okay? In that captivity. Second Esdras, chapter 12. This is why they took out the Apocrypha, because it was giving you a more vast breakdown of what was going on, okay, in that beast system, okay, and also the end times. But this is Second Esdras chapter 12 is going into the Roman Empire. That's what it's going into, the 12 feathers, okay. The 12 feathers is talking about the 12 emperors. I'm going to give you a little bit on it, but Lord willing, I can go show you. GMS Dallas, they did a lesson 3 years ago, really expounding on this, okay, in the GMS vault. Lord willing, I can go post it in the comment board. And for you brothers, you need to go learn this stuff, man. This is our history, okay? They've been trying to hide it for a long time. These are the 12 feathers. I talked about in 2nd Ezra chapter 11. You got Julius Caesar. You got Augustus, Tiberia, Caligula, Claudius, Nero. Okay? And we're going to tell you something that you need to go in there and go study for yourself, but we're going to give you some meat. Okay? Because this is really like, I'm a young brother, so I don't do a lot of meat. But when you go and look into this, the brothers are going to tell you that Julius Caesar, his reincarnation was Nero. That's why a lot of us talk about Trump as that person coming back, because he's doing the same thing. He's going to, just like Nero did. Nero burned down Rome and blamed it on the Israelites. And that's what had Titus. That's why he came in 70 AD and raided Israel, because of that. And he's doing the same thing. Just like he said yesterday, he was like, these scum of the earth who don't like our nation. He can blame us while their shit's fucked off. That's why we're telling you he's that guy. Caligula, Claudius, Nero, Galba, Otho, Batillus, Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian. Those are the 12 feathers that are spoken of in 2nd Ezra chapter 11 and 12. But in verse 12, we're going to show you he goes into the Daniel, okay, talking about the statue that Daniel was talking about. 2nd Ezra chapter 12, verse 8, comfort me then, and show me thy servant the interpretation and plain difference of this fearful vision, that thou mayest perfectly comfort my soul. Right? So that's why I really like being around my elder, because he's always going into history. He loves going into history. You got to know your past if you're going to have a future, Jake. Verse 9, for thou hast judged me worthy to show me the last times, right? Because we weren't in that captivity yet. Okay, this was like 1,000 years after we were out of Israel, you know? So it wasn't that time yet when we were in the Roman captivity. So the Lord was showing them this shit was going to go down. Verse 10, he said unto me, this is the interpretation of the vision. Verse 11, the eagle whom thou sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which has seen in the vision by thy brother Daniel. Okay? See, he's telling him what Daniel saw, but he expounded on him way more. Verse 12, right? Them 12 feathers that he was talking about, the Roman Empire. He was telling them about that shit in depth. Verse 12, but it was not expounded unto him. See, he didn't get the extras to it. He just got that it's going to come. He gave that. He gave the expounded version to Ezra's in the Apocrypha. How are we going to really know what the fuck it was without the Apocrypha? Therefore, now I declare it unto thee. Right? Verse 13, behold, the days will come. And we don't want to go too deep. This shit gets deep. Let me make sure, because I want to jump down. We're not going to go into it too much. You got to go study, Jake. You can't just, we're not going to give you everything. It says, seek the Lord with fear and trembling. You got to go figure out some shit. We're not going to give you everything, but you can't say we didn't give you nothing. Hold on. Let me go back where I was at. Yeah, we're just going to stop at 12. We're not going to do nothing else. But we're going to jump down to 31 to show you that Yahawashi was there. Okay? That's what he's talking about. You know, this is one I wanted to add. Hold on. Yeah, we can just do that. I'm going to go down and show you. It's where he's at. 2nd Esdras. No, it's 12. Salakia, which means sorry. Let me go back. 12. My computer's just going real slow, so give me a second. 12. 31. Okay? And it says, in the lion, whom thou sawest rising up out of the wood and roaring, speaking to the eagle, right? You know, Yahawashi, they call him the Lion of Judah. It's talking about Yahawashi. Saw us rising up out of the wood and roaring, speaking to the eagle and rebuking her, right? Babylon the Great. It talked about it was a whore. It's talking about Babylon, okay? But he was first doing that in Rome because he knew what? They were going to come back today and do the same shit. They're going to try to build a revived Roman Empire. When you look at Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, it talks about Esau's, Edom's, his heritage was laid desolate. It was laid desolate in the wilderness, but he said, we'll go and rebuild those places. That's here. Okay? And rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard. This is the anointed, right? How else do you say that? Hamashiach. What do they say? Christ. Okay? This is the anointed. This is talking about Yahawashi, which the highest hath kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. And he said he knows how to reserve the wicked unto the day of judgment. So he's got these truck movers and everybody still bringing you food. So what? Your wicked ass can get judged with his missiles. He shall reprove them, which is correct them. He shall upbraid them with their cruelty. See? Verse 33, for he shall set them before him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them. And that's what he did. And that's why he got crucified. Because he was letting them know, motherfucker, you're gonna come back and we're gonna make sure you deal whatever you done here, you're gonna pay for it. You know? That's what he was telling them. That's why they crucified him. And now these Christians think that what do they mean when they crucified him? That means that they hated him. What you think they're just gonna come back and this Roman Empire and build churches everywhere and put his face everywhere and say, we hated this guy, love him now? The fuck? This is retarded, man. Your churches is fucking don't know nothing. They don't got the spirit of the Lord with them. They don't got the spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You're going to find out real soon, because that's where you're going to be going if you're not with us. You're going to find out he wasn't in there. You're going to find nothing. You're going to find them missiles. That's what you're going to find. Damn, man. I already went an hour and shit. I might have to do a part 2 with the rest of this stuff. We're going to try to do a little bit of it, do about 10 minutes, and we're going to get out of here. So I got to go to work. It says vaccinating plants could boost. It says vaccinating juice boxing plants could boost global food security. Okay, and I was just at work the other day. I was at the plantation, and somebody was talking about a small amount of nicotine comes out of tomatoes. Why you think? They're drugging our shit. Drugging the fuck out of our shit, man. We're going to read a little bit. In rapidly growing and changing world, the seed to produce enough food for everyone has become more urgent than ever. Pesticides have played a significant role in enabling large-scale farming. Because remember, it said in the Old Testament, it talked about that the fruit of the earth wouldn't yield to Esau, Edom. That's why they use GMOs, because it's not enough to sustain their kingdom. So they have to do genetically modified scientific shit to feed all the people that they've heaped in here. You know, as it says in Haggai, he heaped them to himself all nations and shit. Okay? That's why they're doing that, because they don't have no other choice. They have to go GMO. They can't feed everybody. And Jake's so fucked up. We know the food getting recalled for pesticides and all this shit. Jake be like, fuck it, let me get 4 of them hoes. Because Jake don't got nothing else here but defiled bread. We don't got nothing else here. They're putting drugs in the plants, the shit that's good for us. We're fucked here. We need Yahawashi. Pesticides that play a significant role in enabling large-scale farming, but they come with harmful side effects on both humans and wildlife, and they're glad about that. They're so glad that it's doing that, because that's their job, to fucking destroy Jake. But it says the elect will eat poison and we won't die. So Lord willing, we'll get that number, because that's the only way we're still alive is through this Rawchaa Qadash, because we're in the congregation of the dead right now. They got so many fucking molecules and shit fucking swarming through our bodies and shit because of this food. There's no way that we would have this much intelligence without that Rawchaa Qadash. That's why we tell these women out here, these aqua, you better really listen to what we're saying, because that shit's affecting you more than us. Because the Lord made us upright men, both humans and wildlife, and pests are increasingly developing resistance to them. So what does that mean? They got to up the dosage. They got to drug that shit more to address these challenges paves the way for sustainable and resilient agriculture. A study published in Frontiers in Science explores the potential induced resistance. This technique, familiar to vaccine for plants, activates plants' immune system so it can respond more effectively to familiar stress in the future. Which means what? They are drugging this shit. Okay, biologists, scientists, same ones that made the missiles, they're drugging our plants and shit. Everybody's like, oh, it's organic. No, it's not. It's fucking demon plants. Got fucking the juice box in it now. So you better be Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, because if you're not, you're going to die. Lord's making it where you ain't got no goddamn chance without this spirit. Ezekiel 4:13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. We just went and talking about throughout the scriptures, talked about the scattering. Okay, from us being cursed. This is simple stuff. To the righteous, the wicked shall never understand. And it's even got the animals bugged out. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. I wanted to leave to the plant station a little earlier today because I got to go get some gloves because it's getting cold as fuck outside. But hold on, I'm going to let you watch this and then we're going to pull up some precepts about this. It's talking about severe thunderstorms spawn destructive tornadoes in Oklahoma and Texas Tuesday morning. So you see, judgment is still coming upon this place. See what I'm saying? Judgment is still coming out here, man. And it's because of this. I like to keep an update on the destruction of Yahawah, Yahawashi. He's doing that stuff. So you can see how serious this is. 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges as amendment. Okay? You know, it's to avenge all disobedience, which is you're going off on the doctrine. Okay? So you got people like Vocab Malone, they're sitting here trying to break it down and be close to what we're saying, but they want to call in the name of Jesus still and stuff. They want to go in and try to break stuff down. Nah, man. You got that from the elders and apostles, great millstone. They got his ass bound to the apostles. He know who the fuck got this doctrine. It's us. You know, starting with our elders and apostles. It says, and this is where we're going to go in and show you that they got the dogs fucked off, and then we're going to close out. So I got to go to the plantation. It says, stray dogs are eating the dead in the streets of northern Gaza. Emergency services chief says, but this is going to happen across the four corners of the earth. Okay? This is going to happen across the four corners of the earth. They're going to be eating everything. Okay? But we're going to show you that they're fucking up shit. Okay? They're doing stuff to these dogs they shouldn't be doing. This says, I've seen the new AI caller that lets your dog talk. And it's as wild as it sounds. Okay? The Lord's Spirit is in these animals. It's got a chat GPT. It says the way chat GPT is trained, it's able to like go in and like, you know, watch this. You see that? Do you see that? It's literally like thinking what the dog is thinking. He said, you might as well cancel all your plans because I can do this shit all day, motherfucker. And it's got to sound like Jay. Like, they got these dogs fucked up. Here's another one. We're going to go in some precepts and we're going to get out of here. Here's another one. Okay? This is the one without the AI dog shit. They got these dogs. Hey, man. And the Lord, you have no idea. The Lord, hold on.
No.
Hold on.
What do you say?
Bitch.
No.
Stop.
No. I'm not going to give you a treat if you call me that.
Stop.
What do you say?
Please. Bitch.
Hold on. Let me run it back. They got these dogs because it says, like, you know, we'll go into it. It talks about a man regardeth the life of his beast, which is you know, you got to train it right. It's supposed to protect the flock. That's the real essence of a dog. Your job is to protect the sheep from enemies. Okay, but this is what they got their dogs doing out here today. This bull biggity. This is what they're training their dogs to do. Okay. That's how we know that everything's out of course. Everything's fucked off. It even said that right here, just to add it, but we're gonna put a scripture in it later. Probably do it when I get home. It says, the system that moves water around the earth is off balance for the first time in human history. Why? Because they're using the heart machine to move that shit. They're fucking everything up. Okay. You go over here. Hold on. This is what they got they animals doing right now, man. I got to take out some of these tabs so it go a little faster. All right.
Treat. Bitch.
Oh, excuse me? No. What do you say?
Bitch.
No. I'm not going to give you a treat if you call me that. What do you say?
Please. Bitch, please.
Oh, man. Esau got his dogs wilding out, boy. Here's one more. I just found two of them that I thought was, you know, I know this is some scary shit we talk about, but this gives Jake a little laugh, so you won't be as fucked up in the head, you know, throughout the day, because we know destruction's coming. Give you a couple little laughs. Esau out here bullshitting, boy.
What do you got?
I have something special for you. If you press this button, you can trade places with anyone in this world.
How much?
For just one of these, that's going to be about 30 grand.
Deal.
Hawaii is so beautiful. We wish you were here.
I know, we miss you.
Me too.
Oh, this AI shit is getting fucking funny, man. They're really gonna think it's gonna work. That was a funny one, though. I like that one. So we're gonna go look up some precepts. We're gonna get back to business, okay? I know I was playing around a little bit. How to bring some stuff, make you laugh a little bit. Stay really fucked up. The animals out here, they're doing weird shit. They got them wearing fucking suits for Christmas and shit. And they got them clicking buttons, calling people bitches and shit. Like, dogs are not supposed to do that. This is Psalms chapter 82, verse 5. We're going to show you why the Lord bring them out here. Not for that shit. Psalm chapter 82, verse 5, and it reads, they know not, neither will they understand. Saying same thing in Daniel, in the book of Daniel. Okay? They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. But look at the word foundations. Okay, the foundations of a dog is not to be understanding a conversation like that, man. That shit was crazy, man. There's no way, man. But this food and shit, it says fucking up even the animals.
Strong's H 4144. Mossad.
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 He said in the Arabic, it just says foundation. Just go look it up in the root word. I was just curious what it was going to say. Foundations: to found, fixed, establish, lay foundation. To found, establish, begin. To fix or seat themselves close together to sit in conclave. To be founded, establish, appoint, ordain. So dogs weren't supposed to be acting like this from dawn to time. They're not supposed to be doing this kind of shit. That's how we know the foundation of the earth are out of course. They got dogs talking about, give me a treat, bitch. Like, they're talking like Babylonians. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 3. This is what he built them for, not to be all cute and cuddly and shit. Okay? But they will be, it said in Job that they will be at peace with us in that day. Because, you know, if we have the Rawchaa Qadash on us, Lord willing, we have that number. Jeremiah 15:3, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord. And this happened to us, the Israelites, in that day whenever we were taken down. So it's going to happen to them. The sword to slay, the dogs to tear, the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth because of Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, king of Judah, for that which he did in Jerusalem, which is Jerusalem. See, this happened to us. Now the curses is coming upon them. And that's why we seen all them dogs in Gaza. They was eating people in the streets and shit. And that's part of prophecy too, but it's going to happen everywhere. Proverbs. Well, we'll do that one later. We'll do Isaiah. Because it just goes into like Proverbs 12:10 goes into regarding the life of your beast, which means you're supposed to teach it the right way. There's a right way you're supposed to teach your dog. Your dog is to guard the flock. But they don't have that now. They're just in houses and shit, and they're sleeping with humans and shit. And Esau Edom is saying now you can sleep with them. These bestiality motherfuckers. Okay, shit's going off. I'm just going to read it. Isaiah chapter 56, verse 9. All ye the beasts of the field come to devour. Yea, all ye beasts in the forest. Right? They're supposed to be in the fucking forest. They're supposed to be outside, Jake. Not in your fucking bed. Jeremiah 25, verse 33. Maybe you got an inside dog, but that nigga is asleep on the floor. Okay? You don't got to be over righteous and keep him outside, but it is a beast. You need to teach it to be a beast, not a human. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 33, because in that day they're all going to be eating humans everywhere because there's not going to be no food. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth, even to the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. What are you doing? What are you going to tell the animals? Come eat this shit. He made a feast for them too. They over here talking about some playing with the damn beasts and shit. So we're going to cut it off right there. We're going to finish right there for now. We'll go into a part 2. And Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Shalom to elect Israel, hopefully elect Israel, Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, foreign Israelites, like the other nations, scattered across 4 corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, the Barak, the Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to those and the apostles of great millstone. Let us all to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord, teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, so forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath, also part of the elect, hopeful elect. Lord, when we part that number, Lord, when it's better find out to fear in the name of the Lord, striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. Peace and blessings to your elect. Wa Abba Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.